It seems like every NFL season, the Buffalo Bills just come up a little bit short. So in today's Madden 25 rebuild, I'm taking over for the franchise and finally getting them their first dynasty in franchise history. But welcome into another rebuild. I hope you guys are having yourselves a fantastic week and had a great long Memorial weekend. Now, to quote LeBron James, we're not trying to win one, not two, not three. We're trying to have the Buffalo Bills be one of the biggest dynasties in NFL history. And the man you're looking at right now, Josh Allen, a 99 overall superstar X Factor, is going to be paramount to ensuring that we can reach that success. Now, the rest of the team is obviously pretty good, including James Cook. He's kind of the big debate in Buffalo currently. Should they pay him a lucrative contract now he's holding out in OTAs? We will see what happens with that in real life. But I think I have an idea what I want to do in this rebuild. But the receiving core, there's not really like one stud wide receiver one currently. I like Shakir a lot. He's more of a slot guy. Curtis Samuel, Joshua Palmer, maybe Keon Coleman can develop into being that true number one alpha receiver for us. But at tight end, two solid options, Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. And the offensive line actually, I think, is better in real life than it is in Madden. Spencer Brown and Deion Dawkins is a great tackle duo, but the interior, I think, is pretty underrated. And funny enough, an interesting fact about the Buffalo Bills and their offensive line, none of these guys have missed a start in 2 years. They've had the same offensive line start 34, I guess even more games if you count the playoffs, in a row. Kind of crazy. But the defensive side of the ball is where we might have to do a little bit more work. I do like Gregory Rousseau a lot. He's going to develop really nicely for us. But the defensive tackle position, it's kind of just a bunch of Jags. Ed Oliver, he's kind of the highest guy to note, but even he's been kind of a disappointment after the Bills paid him a ton of money. Joey Bosa, as I'm filming this video, just a few hours ago, actually suffered his first injury for the Bills, so Bills fans, enjoy that. But the secondary has some nice pieces. Teron Johnson, Christian Benford. They brought back Trey White in free agency, and their first round pick is Maxwell Harrison out of Kentucky. So kind of like a young trio there at corner, which I love. We're probably not going to have to draft or pour a ton of resources into that position. But at safety, Damar Hamlin, he's currently starting, which I don't love. I was thinking about maybe moving Cole Bishop to start there, but I don't know if I'm going to do that quite yet. And the linebacking core is headlined by Matt Milano, who's dealt with a lot of injuries in real life. Luckily, they are turned off for this video. But heading into our first season, we're an 84 overall, 85 offense, 83 defense, and hopefully we can still have some success in this first season. Now, before I go ahead and sim to the mid-season point, I do want to say, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. We are very close to 1,000 subscribers, and less than 2% of you guys that watch these videos are subscribed. So what are you doing? Hit the red button. As always in the first season, I do want to try out the base playbooks and schemes for the Bills and just see how good they do this first season. And through the mid-season point, kind of a disappointing beginning to the season. We are 3-4. And it looks like our defense is just really, really terrible. Josh Allen is doing everything he can to carry this team, but having the worst pass defense in the league, we're not going to win many games with that. And players to negotiate with, we do not have a ton, and we're very lucky because we have negative $10 million in cap room, so we can't even really bring back any of these players. And ladies and gentlemen, Bills Mafia, at least part of it, might get what they want with Sean McDermott being out the doors. The Bills go 8-9, and the New York Jets, led by Justin Fields, win the AFC East. I mean, you can't ask for a much better season than what Josh Allen had. 4,400 yards, 38 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. All the turnover merchant comments, they're out the window at this point. On the ground, Allen also had 537 yards and 5 touchdowns, but James Cook was terrible this year. Only averaged 3.1 yards per carry. That is simply not good enough. It's just not good enough. Receiving-wise, Curtis Samuel led us, which is surprising. He was not starting for us in the slot. He was not one of our main receivers. I don't know, kind of a weird playbook. I might be changing those up. But defensively this year, Gregory Rousseau and Joey Bosa had pretty good seasons, but outside of them, not a lot of production from the interior pass rushers for us. And interceptions-wise, again, not really a ton. Our two linebackers were tied for first on our team, which isn't great. Maxwell Harrison, though, did have 2 picks as a rookie, which is pretty good for him moving forward. Hopefully that does help his development. And not making the playoffs in our first year is definitely disappointing, but I feel like it thickens the plot almost and makes it even more exciting once we can finally get over the hump and build this team into a serious dynasty. And see, this is why Madden Sim is just a joke, because the Indianapolis Colts went all the way to defeat the Dallas Cowboys, and Kenny Moore was Super Bowl MVP. How niche is that? But our cap situation really hasn't gotten better. We have negative $26 million. So again, all these players, we're going to have to let them walk. Not really a huge deal, but I am worried moving forward in these future years how we are going to continue to build around Josh Allen. This year, at least, we're not missing out on a ton of free agents. Bobby Wagner is actually the top one, a 35-year-old middle linebacker, and he has no interest in playing for us. So honestly, not too upset to have negative $24 million in cap room, but we're going to have to shore up our books moving forward, but it's on to the draft. And we actually have the number 11 pick in the draft, which I think is kind of high for being 8 and 9. But I've done some pretty advanced scouting, and the player that I'm going to be targeting is Ray Christmas. What a name that is. A free safety out of Miami, a top 5 talent in this draft. The thing is, though, he was not a projected first-round pick on any mock draft, so I may trade back, get some more assets, and then take Christmas towards the end of the first round. We can move down 7 spots and pick up a 3rd round pick from the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this trade. And now I'm going to take my guy Christmas. He's 6'1", 197 pounds. He's got really good physicals all across the board. Ran a 4.55, which is actually a tad bit slow for free safety, but his skills are really good. A play rec, A pursuit, A awareness. He's going to be a really good player for us for years to come. And he's actually number 3 in true value. He is hidden dev. His physicals still really, really solid. I'm really happy we got this guy now in the back end of our defense. Now we can maybe field offers for Cole Bishop or Taylor Rapp. And now here early in round 2, I think Thad Sherman can be a great player in our 4-3 defense. He's 6'4", 270 pounds, but take a look at these skills. A awareness, B block shed, A power move, A pursuit, A stamina, A tackle. Is this guy going to be another top 10 player in this draft? He's number 15. So we got ourselves another stud. He is unfortunately normal dev, but he's going to be a pretty high overall to start. So probably, again, another long-term starter for us. Now this other 2nd round pick, I believe from the Stephon Diggs trade, we're going to trade back with the Seattle Seahawks, pick up number 76 and a bundle of picks in the next couple of years. And I did that because I didn't want to reach on Jaden Mays. He was the player I really wanted out of Clemson, a right outside linebacker. His physicals are honestly really, really good, but his skills are even more impressive. A pursuit, A zone, B play rec, and B hit power. I think he's going to be a really nice player. Came to the Matt Milano replacement. And he's number 110 in true value, so not as good as I thought he was going to be, but he is hidden dev, has 82 speed, 90 agility, so I still think he can be a good starter for us. And then here in the 4th round, the last pick I'm going to make in this draft, Marty Ham from Tennessee. Going to take a flyer on him, just some more depth for our offensive line. His physicals, pretty good, but I think his skills, again, A pass block finesse, A pass block power. He's just going to be a great pass blocker from day one, obviously. Not the most agile guy, but he's number 55 in true value. He is hidden dev, so I think we did a really good job, actually, in this draft. And honestly, the draft recap is pretty elite. Christmas, he's going to be a stud for us. I think Sherman, Mays, and Ham can be starters for us. And then honestly, in day 3, the CPU did not cook whatsoever. But here's the team in year number 2. The offense is exactly the same except for Reggie Gilliam. He's gone. Dawson Knox is going to be filling in for our fullback role, which is interesting. Going to try and make sure that Keon Coleman and Shakir are the ones getting some more reps this year instead of Curtis Samuel, because he's just getting up there in age. He's not really going to get much better, while these other 2 guys, they can. But defensively this year, kind of going with the youth movement, having Christmas start right away, Mays over Dorian Williams, which might be kind of controversial. But Williams is only 3 overalls better. He's not hidden dev, so why not see what the rookie can do, at least early in the season? And then I might check what we can get for Cole Bishop and Epinesa, because we did draft Sherman now. We don't desperately need another pass rusher to just kind of sit on the bench. But looking at our cap issues, it's really Dawson Knox and Ed Oliver. We might have to find a way to see if we can ship out Oliver, because he's just taking up so much money. And so we're going to ship them, Oliver and Knox, to Los Angeles for Zion Johnson and a 3rd round pick next year. Kind of a salary dump, but we also get back a new starter on our O-line and another premium pick. And we're honestly just playing chess at this point. Curtis Samuel, AJ Epinesa, 2 fairly other expensive players on our team, shipped out for Dalvin Tomlinson, a stopgap defensive tackle, a backup tight end in Raymond, and a 4th round pick and next year's draft. We're just loading up capital. And stay with me now. I want to do a couple more trades. Again, just clearing and gutting the salary cap. Matt Milano has a $16 million cap hit. That's just way too much. We do not use Cole Bishop at all. I'm going to get back Roger McCreary in a 5th round pick in 2028. And I'm probably going to try and flip McCreary for something else. He doesn't have a ton of value, but you know what he's going to get us? Brian Brzee, a 23-year-old, 76 overall star dev defensive tackle. Okay, but now after all of those moves, we can take a deep breath here. This is what the Buffalo Bills roster is looking like heading into year number 2. Again, the offense is relatively the same, just moved off of Curtis Samuel, so we have one less receiver, but still, all of our same players, an upgrade at left guard. Defensively, Matt Milano is out, Ed Oliver is out, and some of our backups at Epinesa and Cole Bishop are also out, but we have way more future cap space now, a lot younger players like Brian Brzee now who can progress and get better. And you have to remember, we were only an 8-9 team this past season, so it's not like we're breaking up some championship core. It's time to move forward with the future and get a hold of kind of the reins of this team. And for scheme this year, going to keep the offense the same because we did have one of the best offenses in the league this past season, but the defense, it needs some shakeup. So we're going to be running the Eagles defense and still the base 4-3, which is a 100% scheme fit. And through the mid-season point, this is the Buffalo Bills that I know. 6-1. Our offense is killing it, and we have the #1 defense in the league just like that. We do have 14 players to bring back, and we do have $44 million in cap room, which is kind of a sigh of relief for me. But we do have some really good players I want to bring back. James Cook, Terrell Bernard, and Christian Benford all on that list. Outside of those three, though, I'm probably fine moving off of McGovern and Derek Forrest to some of our depth pieces. I'm going to try and offer James Cook just a player-friendly deal. We'll see if he accepts, and he will right away. I'm going to try a neutral contract with Benford since he has a little bit more interest in playing for us, and he won't yet. And the same thing goes for Bernard, but I think we will end up getting both of these guys. We do have the cap space to bring them both back. And while we're at it, I guess we'll give a 3-year deal to McGovern. He's still just a really good player for us, so he won't yet. But again, another guy I think we can get back. And what a season for the Buffalo Bills. One of the best in franchise history, at least in the regular season, going 15-2. Also making us the #1 seed in the AFC, making our route to the Super Bowl that much easier. Stats for the season, Josh Allen had a tremendous year, 4,600 passing yards, 47 touchdowns, so just 6 interceptions. Rushing wise, James Cook was much better this year, over 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. Allen added in 6 himself. Receiving wise, I like how this looks a lot better than it did last year. Shakir led us with 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. Joshua Palmer had 15 touchdowns, and Keon Coleman just under 1,000 yards. Defensively this year, Gregory Rousseau and Joey Bosa is one of the most productive pass rush duos in the league. Also, our rookie linebacker, who's not even really supposed to be going after the passer, had 5 sacks, which is really good. But Benford had 3 picks, Rapp had 3 picks, and our rookie Ray Christmas also had 3. And there was a huge upset in the wildcard round. The Las Vegas Raiders, the #7 seed, defeated the Houston Texans 31-24 on the road. So we kind of get lucky facing off against perceivably the worst team in the AFC in the playoffs. Geno Smith is still the quarterback for Las Vegas and had a pretty up and down game against Houston. But here we go in Buffalo. This really shouldn't be a contest. I mean, the Raiders 9-8, the #7 seed. We've been so dominant all season as the Raiders get a safety and now knocking on the door again, making it 9-3. I'm not sure what's going on early in this game, but we are in the red zone looking to take the lead here with a touchdown. I'm going to try and target Shakir here, and we'll see if he can get open. And it looks like I do have the one-on-one coverage, and Shakir, it's overthrown. Now we're going to bring Palmer in motion, 2nd and 10 at the 18, over the middle of the field. Beautiful pass to Shakir, and it's caught for the touchdown. We're right back in front. But can our defense get a stop? It looks like they can, and we're knocking on the door, making it 17-9. But the Raiders, again, are moving it down the field, making a 1-point game. And at halftime, it's a 17-16 ball game. We do score out of the break, making us have an 8-point lead as we approach the 4th quarter. And one score here does, in fact, end the ball game pretty much. So let's try and get this here with Josh Allen on the offense. And across the middle of the field, beautiful dime. It's Joshua Palmer. You can't throw a better fastball than that. And as long as our defense doesn't choke, and it looks like they didn't, Sean McDermott and his defense got a stop, and the Bills win 31-16. And we're going to move on to the AFC Championship game. And we see a familiar foe. The Kansas City Chiefs, they destroyed the Jaguars 42-17. So this time, it's going to be a matchup in Buffalo against, again, Mahomes, Andy Reid, the whole thing. Kansas City really wasn't great this year, only 11-6, and we're actually having a huge snow game, which I would say is an advantage for the Bills. They always practice and kind of play in that inclement weather, but so far, no scoring because of it. The Chiefs, though, are going to score before half, and we cannot answer. Actually, we're at the 13-yard line. I'm going to try and get one more playoff here, maybe to Keon Coleman, and see if we can tie this game up going into halftime. We have enough time, and Coleman, lob it up middle of the field. He's going to drop it, of course. So we got to settle for 3. That should be good, and I missed it. I missed a 20-yarder. You guys always make fun of me for hopping in, but it makes sense because I always sell with just the most careless mistakes. But we are going to answer out of halftime, make it 10-7. I still can't believe I missed the field goal. It's pretty unbelievable. I don't know how I just held it down for too long, but we got a key 3rd and 7 here. Need to pick this up, and Josh Allen has a running lane. Just run, Josh. Just run. He's got plenty of green grass, trucking a defender, and Josh Allen. Huge game. And now 1st and goal at the 13-yard line again. And Shakir wide open on the little drag route. He's in a juke inside, and Khalil Shakir, you can't bring him down. That's a touchdown, and the Bills are winning. Can our defense stop Patrick Mahomes? It's a 4th and inches here. I'm going to hop in and run commit right up the middle. Hope it's a handoff to Checo. It is, and he got it. He got the controversial spot, of course, and the Chiefs answer with a touchdown, but so do we. A lot of scoring going on in this 4th quarter, but now Mahomes has the ball at the 49-yard line. Just over 2 minutes to go. Can our defense and Sean McDermott finally answer our demons? 2nd and 3, another RPO here, and Worthy takes a big hit, but he picks up a nice gain. Now 2 minutes to go. Mahomes under some pressure here, and he's going to be sacked, and he's actually going to fumble the football. Joey Bosa scoops it up, and we're taking over. The biggest play of the season from our defense, and now we're 1 first down away from moving on to the Super Bowl. Gonna audible to a pass here under center with Josh Allen. We need to pick up 1 first down. I want the ball in Josh's hands, and I have a guy wide open here. Allen does get it to him, Raymond, and he stays in bounds. Keep the clock running. And this is what they mean when they say the Chiefs have the refs. How is the clock stopped? He was not out of bounds right there. But you know what? It doesn't matter because James Cook, he's going to battle for 8 yards. And now in the I formation, 1 yard, this game is over. And James Cook, the newly paid running back, picks it up. A final score of 21-17 and a huge playoff classic as the Buffalo Bills win a huge snow game. And hilariously enough, the Dallas Cowboys are going to be our matchup in the Super Bowl. They defeated the #1 seed Eagles. They defeated their kryptonite, the Green Bay Packers. And now we get to face off against a wild card team in the Super Bowl. You can't ask for much more. But here we are in Levi's Stadium. There's Dak Prescott leading the 9-8 Cowboys against the heavy favorite 15-2 Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. The Cowboys are so overpowered in Madden Sim, so this is definitely still a very scary game, but so far a really good start for us, making it 14-3 again in the red zone, trying to score. It's going to be 4th and goal at the 1. We didn't get it, but still moving it before half, and it's going to be 21-3. Going into the locker room, the Cowboys finally get a touchdown, and they're going to make it 21-18. What is going on? The Cowboys have 3 turnovers in this game. We have 0, and they have a chance here with 8 minutes to go to get on the field and win this game. I don't know what has happened to our offense and Josh Allen, but a beautiful throw from Dak. I whiffed on the tackle, and the Cowboys are inside the 14. You know what they say about the Bills and Super Bowls? They just collapse for whatever reason. We can't do that again here. The first order of business is holding the Cowboys to 3 points or forcing a turnover, and then letting Josh Allen go win this football game. So 2nd and 8, another run here, and he's going to be short, 4 yards. And on 3rd and 4, Dak under some pressure, and Dak, how did he get that off? We do, fortunately, hold the Cowboys to 3 points, only making it a tie game, but man, that should have been a turnover or something there. And now it is time to see what Josh Allen can do. He's already got us inside the 30-yard line, and another completion here for a first. The biggest drive of his football career, tied 21-21 in the Super Bowl. And I guess the Cowboys are not going to burn their timeouts. I'm not sure what they're doing, but they did not call one there. So we're going to run another play here to James Cook, and he actually has some nice blocking It's 3rd and 1. I don't trust the CPU to do this effectively, so I'm going to run this here, 3rd and 1, and beautiful blocking. James Cook met in the hole. He's short. But we're going to go for this on 4th and inches. The quarterback sneak is wide open, and I don't know what the Cowboys were doing. We just got to run 2 more plays, kick the field goal, make sure it's not wide right, and that's the game. And here comes Tyler Bass to kick the field goal of his life. It is up, and it is good. The Buffalo Bills, in year number 2 of this rebuild, are Super Bowl champions. But this is just the beginning of the dynasty we are about to form here. Still so many young players this year. It didn't matter. Josh Allen carried us, and we got that ring. The first ever in Buffalo Bills history. And this season recap is just so beautiful. The Bills Super Bowl champions, Super Bowl MVP, Josh Allen, NFL MVP, Josh Allen, Coach of the Year, Sean McDermott, and Offensive Player of the Year, Josh Allen. Last look of players to negotiate with before we hit free agency. I was not going to accept the 5th-year option on Dalton Kincaid, but now he's a superstar dev, so I think I actually might as well. Ryan Brzee also going to accept his 5th-year option, a 79 overall, and proved a lot for us in his first year on the team. But outside of that, I think we're fine letting some of these backups walk, and now we head into free agency with negative $2.2 million. Gonna restructure the contract of Josh Allen and free up $30 million this year just to give us a little bit more flexibility. We don't really need much on our team, but Patrick Ricard, I want to bring him on a 2-year deal, just be our fullback. AJ Cole, one of the best punters in the game. Why not give him a 7-year deal to be our punter for the rest of the video, although we don't really punt a ton. And when I get another backup tight end, Jonnu Smith, just a little bit better of a receiving option than Tip Raymond. And we did get all 3 players, not a huge splash, but just some good veteran depth on our team. And here with pick number 32, not really much standing out to me in the draft board, but I think Cam Buckley might just be the best player on the board. We don't really need another safety, but he ran a 4.39 40-yard dash, and his skills are really good. A hit power, a pursuit, a play rec. I think he has the tools to just be a pretty good player for us, and we're kind of just in the business of drafting good players, and he's number 7 in true value. I'm on fire today drafting. 94 speed, 85 jumping. He is hidden dev. Another great pick. Again here, into the 2nd round, David Harris, a round 2 to 3 talent. Looks like one of the better players on the board. I have him fully scouted. His physicals aren't great, but his skills, a tackle, a pursuit, a impact blocking, a play rec, pretty good. He's number 53 in true value, so again, a pretty good pick. He is only normal dev, which obviously is a disappointment, but he still can be some good depth for us. One of the picks we traded for here early in the 3rd round, I think James Gordon, 6'5", 300 pounds from Alabama. He looks like a pretty good player. I know I'm saying that a lot, but I mean, he just looks good. A all across the board for pass block and A awareness. Let's just do it here. Get another offensive lineman. He's number 11 in true value, 86 strength, hidden dev. Another home run pick. And honestly, I don't really know what to draft anymore. So James Woods here, another 3rd round pick we had. He ran a 4.56 40-yard dash at 6'4", 240 pounds. Why not? We could use a long-term backup tight end. He's number 213. Okay, this guy's not good. This guy's not good. And again, the draft recap is really solid. 80 overall for Cam Buckley. He might be starting week 1 for us. Harris is a good player. Gordon is even better at a 78 overall. The CPU also got us a 74 overall middle linebacker. So we just had so many picks this draft, and we actually hit on a decent amount of players. Before the season begins, we're going to trade Taylor Rapp, who was on the last year of his deal. We have Buckley now replacing him for this guy named Juan Irons of the Indianapolis Colts. He's a 77 overall. He's also very young. I don't know why the Colts were so just willing to trade him, but we'll take it. And now this is the team heading into year number 3. The offense, again, roughly the same. We have a really good offensive lineman, kind of waiting in the wings. Also still, Osiris Torrance just doesn't start for us anymore. That's how good our line is. But Kincaid is up to superstar. We still have Shakir, Coleman, and Palmer as our trio. Josh Allen, James Cook are tremendous. The defense is what we've really rebuilt, and I'm very excited for it. Irons and Brzee, our new interior defensive linemen. Bosa and Rousseau still as our pass rush. Teron Johnson, Binford, Harrison, still just all really good. And then Christmas and Buckley now as our young safety tandem. You gotta love it. We're an 88 overall, 91 offense, 85 defense. I'm keeping the playbooks the same, and now we're gonna see if we can go back to back. And through the midseason point, we're steamrolling, folks. We are 7-0 with the number 1 offense, averaging 35 points per game, and the number 3 defense. This is an unreal team. Can we go undefeated? That's kind of the question I'm asking now. Players to sign and bring back. We have $12 million in cap room, and Joshua Palmer, he wants a decently sized contract. I want to give it to him. We do have to take his money down a tiny bit, so we'll see if he accepts that, but he will actually. We don't have money to pay Zion Johnson, but we did just get his replacement in this past year's draft. Dorian Williams, don't have money to pay him currently either, and same with Joey Bosa and Osiris Torrance, and I think the rest of these guys are kind of backups. But this is likely the last year that Joey Bosa will be on this team. I do want to get back Dorian Williams. He's been ascending for us for years now. Unfortunately, we did not go undefeated, and we're also not even the #1 seed. The Kansas City Chiefs went 15-2. And they get the first round bye because, of course, the New York Jets, I don't know what happened to them, but they won 12 games this year. They found Eric Lewis, a rookie quarterback, and he had a generational rookie season. But Josh Allen, he was still better. 4,600 yards, 49 touchdowns to only 7 interceptions again. He also added in 6 rushing touchdowns. He actually led our team, and James Cook only had 847 yards again. But receiving wise, Khalil Shakir, a career season, 1,496 yards and 21 touchdowns, and Keon Coleman, finally over 1,000 yards. Defensively this year, 12.5 sacks for Rousseau, 10 for Bosa. I am going to miss him on this team, but Brian Brzee breaking out with 8 sacks on the interior. Picks-wise, Christian Benford had 5, Teron Johnson had 4, and Harrison had 2. That's our cornerback trio. But a great season, and we're only the #2 seed, so we have to face off against the Los Angeles Chargers and Ed Oliver in his revenge game. But we're at home. We're way better on paper than this Chargers team, so I'm hoping we can just blow them out and not be as competitive as the Raiders game was last season. And so far, a 7-3 game. Our defense, I think, forced a turnover. We're again in the red zone, and it's 17-3. The Chargers do score before half. We are in the red zone again, 24-10. Going into the locker room, we have a chance to really blow this game open. The Chargers have 3 turnovers on the day. I think Ray Christmas actually just got a pick. Let's see what Josh Allen can do here. We're going to have Keon Coleman come in motion. Who can get open here in the red zone? I don't want to force one, but Shakir, wide open. Shakir, he holds on to it. And do your dance in the end zone, man. 31-13. The Bills are pouring it on. Actually, as I say that, we haven't scored, but now we're going to 38-20, and the Chargers, they're going to try and make this game look closer than it was, but it really was no contest. And we're again moving on to the divisional round, 38-27. Wasn't a close one. Allen again put up MVP numbers, 276 yards and 4 passing touchdowns. And if, man, he did not perform well in the playoffs again. And Ed Oliver actually had a sack in this game and 3 tackles, so he did pretty good in his revenge game. He didn't get any upsets, so Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens are traveling up to Orchard Park once again in the playoffs. And although the Bills have had good success against the Ravens in the postseason, this is still a 14-win team, but it is snowing again. So I think we do get another pretty big advantage, and it's going to be 10-3 early. But here comes Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry going to make it a 9-10 game. And we're going to score again before half. And we're kind of controlling this one. But 4th and 2 here around the red zone, up by 8. I'm going to go for it. Little read option here. James Cook right up the middle. First down. And if we can score here, make it a 2-touchdown game, that's going to be really hard for Lamar in this Ravens offense in the snow to come back. But here's Josh Allen. A lot of green grass. Josh Allen jukes inside. He's down to the 2. And now we're going to have James Cook in motion. I think Joshua Palmer could be open here. And I didn't want to throw it. And Josh Allen gets sacked. This was a little too risky to try and fit that in. But we've got a 3rd and goal here now from the 8. I think Palmer or Shakir. Again, Allen under some pressure. I took a bad sack. Our offensive line is playing terrible. Bass did make the field goal. So it's 20-9. And we're again shutting them down. The Ravens just cannot score the football, and we're again going to get inside the red zone, make it 27-9, and another dominant performance for Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, against this Ravens squad. And we're again, back-to-back seasons, moving on to the AFC Championship game. And of course, did you expect to play anybody else in the Conference Championship game? It's the #1 seed, 15-win Kansas City Chiefs. And we've actually had pretty good success so far against the Chiefs in this video. Beat them in the regular season, took them down in the AFC Championship game last year. But can we do it again? On our way on a quest to win back-to-back Super Bowls. So far, there's been no defense played. It's 21-7. We need Josh Allen to wake up and keep us in this game. We're going to go for it. We make it 14-21. We're trying to score out of the locker room, and it looks like we do. 21-21. Going to play a deep zone here on 3rd and 23, and Mahomes under some pressure. Just don't let him get in field goal range. It's incomplete. So we get the ball back for Josh Allen, and we're moving it right down the field, and this is where we have to capitalize. Our defense, they've been holding tough since the early barrage from Patrick Mahomes, but now we have a chance to go take the lead. And Allen underneath here, we're just going to take the completion to Keon Coleman. Now inside the 10-yard line, I think Kincaid could be open here, but we're just going to fire again to Shakir. We're down to the 1. And now only needing 1 yard. Let's get Allen his 4th passing touchdown of the game, and we're back in front. Now can our defense get us another key stop and get us the football back? And they can't. But we're honestly in a really good spot here. At the 17-yard line, only 2 minutes to go. 1 first down, and Kansas City could be in trouble. James Cook here. He's going to break a couple of tackles, and James Cook barreling forward. We're inside the 5. Kansas City not calling a timeout yet, so we're just going to run James Cook right up the middle. And I don't know what's going on, but we somehow made it back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal for James Cook, and wide open lane. Just take it. And now we can get a stop with a minute to go. I'm going to tune in for this and see what Sean McDermott can do. Can he repay for his 13-second sins the last time in this spot against the Chiefs? Good opening first play. Our pass rush got home. That is good news. We need Rousseau to just have a huge play. A strip sack, something, and it looks like, again, not a lot of pressure, but a dump off from Mahomes. We'll take that all day. Only got 5 yards, took a lot of time off the clock. Another throw up the seam here, and they burn a timeout. Now 43 seconds left. They're approaching midfield. Mahomes, a perfect pocket, again firing it, and they're inside the 25. 27-yard completion to Noah Gray. And now we're in trouble. Although Kansas City, they don't have any timeouts, but we have to keep them in bounds or just create a negative play. We need to sack Mahomes. We're only rushing 3. Why are we rushing 3? That makes no sense. That play was in bounds, but they're still going to get to the ball and have multiple shots at the end zone here. Noah Gray in motion again. Mahomes is going to fire to the end zone. It's incomplete. 15 seconds left. Sean McDermott, your job is on the line, buddy. You better get a stop here. You cannot sell another Josh Allen masterclass. We're going to bring a blitz finally. Mahomes firing to the end zone. Incomplete. I like the blitz idea. Let's bring another one here. It doesn't look like we're going to, though, unless Bernard comes, and he won't. So we're dropping back in another zone. Mahomes firing to the end zone, and it's caught. But what is the flag? What is the flag? Is it offensive pass interference? What is the penalty? Pass interference. Defense. Of course. Of course. Of course it is. Of course. And Kansas City's going for the 2-point conversion. Can we get a stop here and win this game? Mahomes firing to the back of the end zone. You just can't make this stuff up, man. You just can't make it up. And now we're just going to wait, take this touchback. We have 1 play. We have to have a really quick pass here. Be in Hail Mary range or maybe field goal if we're lucky. We're going to lob it up to Shakir. And Shakir, it's incomplete. I don't know why the Chiefs are not in prevent defense. Maybe we can get a miracle here. But here we go. Last play of this game. And Shakir, we're going to lob it up. Josh Allen putting some air into the football. And Shakir, it's swatted away. And we lose again. Sean McDermott and his defense. You just can't make it up. It's just disgusting. I am just so sick to my stomach right now. I cannot believe we blew that game. But anyway, the Chiefs went on to win 34-14 against the Carolina Panthers. But Josh Allen won himself another NFL MVP. Now, our last players to bring back to negotiate with, we have $9.9 million in cap room. Zion Johnson, as I've already said, we have his replacement. Dorian Williams, he's probably going to be the one player I sign, but we have to restructure a contract first. Joey Bosa, he's regressing. We're going to let him walk, I think. And then Osiris Torrance and the rest of these guys are kind of just backups for us. So yeah, we're going to let these guys walk. Going to restructure Allen's deal again, bringing up $19 million just for this upcoming year. Dorian Williams, he is going to sign on a player-friendly deal, and we pretty much bring back every important player. And the free agent class is interesting. Sam Laporta is the best player. We don't need a tight end at all. Kincaid has really progressed well for us. So the only 2 signings I'm going to make are Derrick Henry and Beanie Bishop as just some depth players for us, another corner and just another running back for short yardage situations. And really the only need on our team is a pass rusher to replace Joey Bosa, but there's not really a ton of good options. I mean, these round 2 to 3 talents are just not worth taking inside the first round. So we only have the best option is around 1 to 2 talent, and we're going to have to trade up into the top 5 to get him. So here, into the first round, I think Brian Paul, defensive tackle, probably the best player on the board. He is a power rusher, so we could get some more juice for our pass rush. His physical's pretty good. His skills, A, play rec, B, power move, B, awareness. He just looks like an all-around pretty decent player. He's going to be number 105 in true value, so not great. I guess we're going to take our pass rusher here from Georgia in the second round. He's 6'6", 265 pounds. His physicals are pretty good. 4.69 40-yard dash, a 30-inch vertical leap. His skills, A, tackle, B, play rec, B, power move. Just seems like a pretty decent player. Number 39 in true value, so actually a pretty good get here. He's got great size, 89 strength. He might be our day one starter. And I let the CPU take over after our first 2 picks, and the draft recap's pretty good. Paul is better than I thought he was going to be. 72 overall is not great, but at least he's not like a gigantic bust. Winston is pretty good. He probably is going to start for us from day one. We got a pretty good tight end in the third round in Zach Snell. But here's the roster in year number 4. No regression yet for Josh Allen, which you'd love to see. We still have all the same weapons. Keon Coleman's actually developing really well for us. The offensive line is all 80 plus. That's kind of the barometer I look for my offensive lineman. Dalton Kincaid, one of the best tight ends in the league, an 86 overall superstar. And this defense, we have changed so much over the years, but I'm really liking how the secondary looks, especially the linebacking core is still pretty solid. The defensive line, we need to see Sherman or Winston break out this year to step up for Joey Bosa leaving, but Rousseau and Brzee, I think, can still be enough to get us back to the Super Bowl. And through the midseason point, we're still cruising. 6-0 is that back-to-back seasons, I think, or 3 straight seasons off to a great start. We've got 12 players to negotiate with and $62 million in cap room. Dalton Kincaid's up first, a 3-year deal. Gonna keep him in Buffalo. Khalil Shakir won't accept this contract right away, but we will get him back. And since Keon Coleman wasn't a first-round pick, we do also have to pay him this upcoming year, and he won't sign right away either. I do want Brian Brzee back, and he will sign. And I think we will bring back Ray Davis on a smaller deal, just as our backup running back. But TJ Sanders and Deion Dawkins, we don't have enough money to pay him currently. Probably again have to wait to the offseason. And the Buffalo Bills again go 15-2. We did drop the season finale to the Jacksonville Jaguars, but our offense was number 3 in the league. Our defense was number 4 in the league. Josh Allen put up another MVP type of season, 4,400 yards, 40 touchdowns to 5 picks. On the ground, James Cook has really fallen off, only 3.8 yards per carry. But receiving wise, Shakir and Palmer 1,000 yards. Coleman just under it with 8 touchdowns. Defensively this year, not a lot of production outside of Gregory Rousseau, who's just a stud for us with 14 sacks. And picks wise, all 3 of our linebackers kind of led our team. Bernard had 3, Mays had 2, Williams had 2. But we are the number 1 seed. We did get the first round bye in the Cleveland Browns got blown out 42-20 as the number 2 seed. Cam Ward battling off against Shedeur Sanders, and Baker Mayfield, hilariously enough, is now the backup back in Cleveland. But are the Titans and Cam Ward the team of destiny this year, or are we just going to clobber them at home in this divisional round? So far, it's going to be a 7-3 game, and it looks like we're again rolling it down in the red zone. We are going to only have to settle for a field goal, though, and Cam Ward is going to tie the game up. And somehow this game is tied, and we have 2 turnovers, so not a great start for our offense. But Allen here, looking underneath, we're just going to fire it, take care of the football. Keon Coleman for a first down. And Allen doesn't have an interception, so it must be somebody fumbling the football. But here we go, 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line. Josh Allen, plenty of green grass, just run for it. And Allen, and I don't know why the clock just absolutely shredded right there, but we have to settle for 3 now. For some reason, now it's 13-10 at half. Madden is actually glitching me out of points, but hopefully it won't matter at all, because on this drive again, we still got stopped, and it looks like it's kind of a defensive battle here in the second half. Allen does have us in the red zone. We are going to score, make it a 10-point game, and the dagger touchdown right here. Are we going to get it? We do. And Cam Ward and the Titans, a good season, but not good enough. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of playing the Chiefs in the conference championship game. Again, they were a wild card team this year, only won 10 games, and they're still here. But if we are going to be a dynasty, we have to win 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. That's just a huge claim that you have to do if you are going to claim yourself as a dynasty. And so far in this game, we're trying to get some revenge for what happened last year. It was an absolute embarrassment. But you know what? We're having a chance here to make it a 14-3 game. Kincaid underneath going to get us inside the 5. It wasn't even the offense or Allen that struggled last time. It was Sean McDermott and his defense choking. It seems like every year that we don't do something good, that's the fault. But here we go. Kincaid again, 14-3. We just need to keep pouring it on, and it looks like we are 21-3, 21-6 as we approach the end of the first half. We're in the red zone again. We can't score. I just don't want to blow this lead. And it looks like the Chiefs can't capitalize on our offense being pretty slow here. But just under 10 minutes to go. This could kind of be the dagger if we find a touchdown pass here. And Kincaid again, a beautiful throw from Josh Allen. And it's 28-6. If Sean McDermott blows this lead, I will never post another YouTube video. And you know what? He's trying his hardest, but Josh Allen got us a touchdown to avoid the colossal collapse in the Buffalo Bills. After the huge choke last year, are going back to the Super Bowl. We're going back. And Allen just put the team on his back. 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. But we just can't catch a break. We just can't catch a break because the Philadelphia Eagles, trying to create a dynasty of their own, the #1 seed of the NFC, are going to be our matchup in the Super Bowl. They're also 15-2, and they have a slight overall advantage compared to us, but we have no excuse. We got to take care of business here. Well, it's the battle of the heavyweights, the 2 best teams in the league this year. The key in these games is getting off to a fast start, if you haven't noticed, and we're actually going to score first. Not a touchdown, though, which I don't love, but we're on the red zone again. It's going to be 10-0 before the Eagles finally get on the board. But nearing halftime here, we got a 4th and 1 in no man's land. I'm going to go for it. If we can make it 17-7, that would be pretty big for us. Shakir underneath. He's going to hold on. And now we face another key 3rd and 7. I think Shakir on this little beautiful pass. We can fit it in. And Shakir, he dropped it, of course. We have to settle for 3. We do get the field goal, though. So we're leading by 6 at halftime. In the red zone again, 21-7. But here comes Philadelphia. Cook is going to go out here. But I wonder if Coleman can get open very quickly on this little speed out route. And it doesn't look like he can. We're just going to fire it underneath. Allen hit. So we're going to go back to the bread and butter, the orbit play. We're going to have Palmer come in motion, and James Cook should sneak open. He is, again. Cook, are you kidding me? Why didn't he just turn around and catch the football, man? Why didn't he just turn around and catch the football? And now the Eagles have a chance to go tie this game. And guess what happens? They go and tie the game again. And now the Eagles, again, they're going to score a field goal, and they have the ball again. We've got 3 minutes, 3 timeouts. And it's in my hands to go in this game. Underneath here, we can take plenty of time. James Cook, 3 yards. Allen hasn't even played great in this game, but it doesn't matter if he just comes through on this final drive. This Eagles defense is really good. Snell underneath, he's going to hold on. A big 3rd and 2 here, and Coleman underneath on the slant route has the size to catch that. The 2-minute warning is hit. I don't want to give this ball back to Philadelphia. We saw what happens against this Sean McDermott defense. So, Allen, you got to get us in the end zone and take care of business. James Cook underneath. Beautiful play for another 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31. Kincaid underneath, just going to take our time. Another 8 yards. Now we're under a minute to go. Probably should be paying attention to the clock a little bit more. Kincaid underneath again has a lot of room, and he's going to hold on. Just still want to be smart with our clock management here, but I'm kind of fine getting in the end zone whenever we can at this point. Allen, we're going to try and escape, and Josh Allen has a clear path, and we're in the end zone. And we just took a lead in the Super Bowl. Now, please, Sean McDermott, there's only 29 seconds left. Please get a stop. And we get an interception. It is picked off by, I think, Terrell Bernard. And he's got a ton of green grass. And he's going to take it all the way inside the 5. A huge sigh of relief. And now I'm going to try and just stat pad so we can get Allen another Super Bowl MVP. And Kincaid underneath. And he dropped it. There are so many drops in this game. Can somebody please just hold on to the football? 2nd and goal from the 5. Kincaid. You know, we're just going to run again. We're just going to run again, get Allen another rushing touchdown. Night, Eagles. And that is the ball game. 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. 3 straight AFC Championship game appearances. I think this is a dynasty. Can you classify it a dynasty? I think you can. Another ring, number 2 for the Buffalo Bills as Sean McDermott gets another Gatorade bath. And I think that last touchdown did give Allen Super Bowl MVP. Sean McDermott again wins Coach of the Year. And that is going to do it for me in today's rebuild. Here's a final look at the roster. Allen hasn't changed a bit. A 99 overall superstar X Factor, one of the best quarterbacks in the game. It looks like Deion Dawkins retired after the Super Bowl, but the offensive line was really, really good when he was playing. And Cade has developed into a stud. Keon Coleman has developed into a stud. Same thing with Shakir and James Cook. But the defense is what I'm most proud of. We made so many additions and so many blockbuster trades and moves to really get to this final look here. But Rousseau is one of the most productive pass rushers in the game. I'm surprised he hasn't even gotten a dev trait upgrade, but our secondary just loaded. Our linebacking core led by Terrell Bernard. But I hope you guys did enjoy the rebuild. Let me know in the comments section below which team you want to see me rebuild next. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, as only 2% of you guys are subscribed. Drop a like in the video if you did enjoy it, and I'll catch you guys in my next one.